Good morning, students and teachers. My name is Yazan. Today we will be talking about climate change. One main problem we are experiencing today is climate change. I have seen this for photos of temperatures rising, loss of glaciers, icebergs melting, floods. This made me feel confused, angry, and sad. I don't know why people aren't helping, but at least one person is. Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is a normal kid in 2018. She was a Sweden kid in Stockholm. She didn't always had autism, but I will explain that later. First, let's talk about what she did for a living. She won an essay writing contest, and this inspired me to be more confident that more people can help the world and make the world a better place. So Greta Thunberg is not a regular student in 2018. She is an 11-year-old girl with autism, but first she won an essay writing contest, and she would sit outside of her school holding a protest sign demanding to stop climate change, or she would do that outside of the government house. This made me feel inspired that more people can help, until a group of people noticed her during protests, and then they joined her, and this kept repeating until it was a global protest all around the world. People were doing protests. So what is climate change and how does it affect the world? Climate change is related to the greenhouse effect. It can cause natural disasters like floods, droughts, and more. One of these can actually hurt plants, kill other people, and more environments. Like, for example, it affects people. For example, some average homeowners have to pay $27,000 to pay for the damage that is caused by floods. And climate change affects is food being more expensive, because during the winter it's more warmer, so they have to buy these special products that help them keep warm, so that's why they're more expensive. In New York apple farm, it goes for the same, but the farm can't buy any more special products. Their health can be affected by lung diseases, heart diseases, and diabetes. And they can get and this is caused by mold after floods. And this can make the heat, and this can affect their heat. So it has better chance of making them sick. So, like, for example, viruses like COVID-19. And people have strokes. Their heads have headaches, and they can't even think, which makes them have a concussion, which makes them forget. So climate change can affect us in many ways. For example, extreme weather, which wipes out the whole entire apple farm, and warmer winters, which the people have to buy more special products, or the farmers have to buy it so they can make the apple farms more warmer. And after that, and the heat can cause, and it's not only that. Heat can cause headaches, which makes concussions and can make them forget. Heat and can also make lung diseases and heart diseases, diabetes, and strokes. Climate change affects our health by after floods, mold grows, which makes the people have more sickness and heat. The heat can cause lung diseases and more sickness and strokes. For example, some people can have diabetes for warmer temperatures in winters, and they can get heart diseases by mold, which makes them even more sick. And the last one is lung diseases, which makes them be hard to breathe, and they might even die by lung diseases. So let's talk about Greta Thunberg. So after the global protest, the news saw her and did an interview about her, and she talked about her speech, and a quote, which is, "I want you to act like your house is on fire, because it is." And this makes people more inspired and determined that they can help the environment and others. And people can stop climate change, which can lower the effects of lung diseases, diabetes, strokes, more effects that can harm the world and people and the animals. But when I was little, I was around 7 to 9 ages. I saw lots of icebergs melting, which is kind of heartbreaking for me. I saw animals dying. And people were stuck on islands, including animals. After researching about this made me shocked. But why am I telling you this? Think about the animals, the people, the environment, help, food supply, and more. How can you help? Well, you can help by reducing greenhouse gases, which can lower the effects of climate change. Use less cars, use more bikes often, use more gadgets that don't use greenhouse gases, oil, and more. And you should stop eating from restaurants that make oil, which causes even more greenhouse gases, and take care of our planet. And please, this is the only thing that I'm asking for. And thank you very much for listening to my speech.